Hi guys, happy Tuesday. We are doing a live Facebook chat with Elvira Guzman. How do you describe yourself? Author for one.
Motivational speaker, entrepreneur.
I know you have more titles than that.
TV host.
Yeah, because she has her own show. And I remember you came on once and talked to me and said, I want to do my own show. And I've watched your pages on social media as you've built this, and you now have your own show.
Thank you, I do. And I was just telling them that thanks to you, I have practiced and I feel comfortable in front of the camera. Because remember,
not even thanks to me. Oh, we did practice a little
yeah,
bit,
we
right?
did. We did.
Right,
it made
right.
me feel so comfortable. So thank you.
Well, thanks, guys. Hi, Joe. Nice to see you. Hi, Alfred. Alfred says hot. Yes, I was going to say she's giving, generous, bright, driven, talented, and then gorgeous on top of it, right? Malika, nice to see you. Nadal. So please give her some heart emojis, some love emojis. Her first Facebook chat. Yes?
Yes, it's my first.
You've never done one?
Never.
How is that?
Well, I'm not really great on social media. I'm trying to get better. I still don't even have a Snapchat, but I'm working on it.
Okay, I don't have Snapchat either.
Okay, good.
I don't have Snapchat either. Okay. Hey, Marcy, nice to see you. What's happening from Long Beach? Where are you from?
I'm from Covina, California.
Covina. Okay, opposite sides of LA. Hey, Art, nice to see you. What's up with you? Nadal says, like the earrings. Let's see those earrings.
You like them?
Yeah, she's always a fashion statement. What is it you love about fashion?
Just everything. When I was young, I used to go to my aunt's house, and she used to have a room where she used to make her long, beautiful dresses. And I remember, when I grew up, I wanted long, beautiful dresses, long hair to be just like her.
I had a fascination for ball gowns after seeing Cinderella, and I think that's why I MC some of the stuff I MC so I can wear the ball gown.
Yes, I need more excuses to wear long dresses. I love it.
Right. Okay, you're getting a lot of hellos. Alfred says I have a Snapchat dab. We're not on Snapchat. Right?
No.
Why aren't you on Snapchat?
I already have 4 social media accounts that it's a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
And also, to be honest, I don't do my hair and makeup every day. So sometimes I feel like, oh, I'm not ready.
I have a feeling, hey Sherry, I have a feeling that you look great with or without the hair and the makeup. I'm just saying.
Thank you.
Anyway, okay, so give me a thumbs up if you are just now joining the chat. Hello to Elvira Guzman. I can see that we have tapped into the Fox 11 page. Anthony in Orange County. Do you get to Orange County much?
You know what? I don't, but
Really?
I've been to Laguna Beach, and it was beautiful. The sunset was gorgeous. I definitely have to make it a point to go out there more.
Hey, Ruben, nice to see you. Jeremy says Elvira's hot.
Thank you, Jeremy.
What do you think when you get comments like that?
I actually think it's really nice because I was a chubby little girl. And
Really?
Yes, and I was teased for being fat. And so now I feel like it's awesome that people like what I look like on the outside.
Wow. I would never have thought that.
Yeah.
Okay, we should actually get into your childhood because it's part of the story. Natalia from Pasadena, nice to see you. Okay, Elvira wrote a book, and I got to tell you, I brought your book home, and my hubby grabbed it, and I was so surprised to see it on the side of his bed, him reading your book.
Oh, that makes me feel so good.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I messaged you about it. Look at the hubby reading your book. He didn't even know that it was your, okay. Hey, Marcy, yes, Marcy says you're gorgeous. Okay.
Thank you, Marcy.
Talk about the book.
So my book, Purpose, Awaken, and Succeed, came because I'm a book reader. I love to watch lectures online. And when I was doing motivational speaking at different at-risk schools or juvenile halls or even universities, I realized people don't read books. And so I said, well, instead of having them go and read the hundreds of books that I've read, why not put all of the information I know in this small book so that way they could get all of the content.
Okay, I didn't realize you had done that.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. Well, I'm a big... I used to be a big reader on self-help books and empowerment books, and your story is empowering. Okay, you guys are going to send her more emojis on this when you hear her story. Let's go back to high school. Talk about how you felt during your high school years. I mean, I know the story. I want them to know, and I'm going to just let you go ahead and talk to them.
Well, during my high school years, my parents were incarcerated, and so it was really hard for me to have self-esteem or to really open up. I didn't tell anybody about what I was going through. Instead, I focused on my school, I focused on sports, and I got a full-time job. So as long as I was busy, I really wasn't thinking about what was going on with my parents. And so I ended up getting a 4.2 GPA. I was best all-around player, MVP, and I ended up getting a job with a millionaire, Steve Harvey, when I was 18. so that I can make it. And so, yeah, so that's my story. And from 18 to 27, so 9 years, I worked with Steve Harvey, and he helped mold me. And I ended up going to USC. I have degrees in law and politics because, of course, I wanted to help others who were going through the same situation to now feel empowered instead of powerless. But I did so well at Steve Harvey's company. By the time I graduated USC, I was already a big-time producer on his show, and he asked me to move to New York with him to start the Steve Harvey Radio Network. So I decided to do that.
Okay, I think stop right there because there's so much. Let me stop right there. Hi, Renee. Nice to see you. Leonelle, how are you? Marie says hello.
Hi.
Okay, so let's talk about your parents were in, both of them were incarcerated?
At the same time.
At the same time, when you were in high school. Where did you live?
I lived in their home, and my sisters helped out. They were my guardians. But really, I didn't have time to really be home because, like I said, I would go from school to practice, from practice right to work, and then I would do it all over again.
Okay, Jeremy asked a question. I know I can take over this whole interview, guys, and do the whole interview with her. But I want to get your questions and your comments. So Jeremy asked, is Elvira your real name?
Yes, it is. I'm actually named after my grandmother.
Ah, really?
Yeah.
Because we think of the celebrity Elvira.
Yeah. Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Have you ever dressed as the Elvira for Halloween or anything?
No, and
It'd
actually,
be a great costume for you.
and actually, for many years for Halloween, I hated it because people would associate me with that character.
Yes,
when I was
yes.
younger, I didn't really like it so much, but now I'm very flattered, and I'm like, yes, I like to wear black.
So Marie says, I have to write my book. How long did it take you to write your book?
I wrote this book in 3 sit-downs, and I did all of the writing and editing within 1 month. But I want you to know that that's not common. The last book I wrote in 2 days. It's just my gift. And for anyone who's writing a book for the first time, and if writing's not specifically your gift, that's okay. You could still write a book, but be patient with yourself. And if it takes you 8 months, 2 years, that's okay.
Was this self-published or did you go with a publisher?
Self-published. One thing that I know from my past experience, because I helped Steve Harvey write the book Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man, is that the publishing company takes a huge chunk of your money, and then they're the owners, and you have to actually ask for permission if you want to do interviews or if you want to turn it into
You
a
wanted
film.
the control.
I wanted the control. Yeah.
Okay. Anthony says you're amazing.
Thank you.
Yes. Hi, Ray. Nice to see you. Hello, King, in Compton.
Hey.
Let's see. Marie asking, what was your first, or sorry, Martin asking, what was your first job?
I worked at a pizza restaurant during my high school years, which helped because when you're broke, you could always make a pizza for lunch and you could take one home.
Oh, so you made a little money.
Yes.
And you had dinner for the fam.
Yes.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
very good, very good. I think my first job, because I go back to like the paper route. Does that count?
Yes,
Paper route?
of
Paper route.
course.
What was your first job, guys? Okay. So really, it's about your questions. It's about empowerment, inspiration, giving back, having your own career, having your own business. Ray, nice to see you. Okay, so you wrote the book, and you were in Jamaica with the book.
Yes.
How do you get to Jamaica with your book?
Well, one of the things that I loved about Steve Harvey is that he would take me on his philanthropy trips. And one of the trips was to Jamaica, where we went to donate money for schools to actually open up their computer centers. And I just fell in love with the country, and I seen how much need there is there. And so I decided to create a women's empowerment seminar.
Okay, so first off, you had a great mentor.
Yes.
So you're seizing upon the fact that you fell into the life of Steve Harvey and got to
Yes.
do all these great things. I mean, I think so many people out there, if you don't get a little boost that way, you can get stuck. But you found someone who said, let's go.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I feel very fortunate. And one book that I would recommend to you guys is a book, besides mine, of course, is Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Okay.
And I associate Steve back then as being my rich dad that taught me the way, and also that when you make money, you have to give. If not, God is going to, turn off your source.
Okay, so
it's
let me
very
get back
important.
to, so the rich dad is the mentor.
Yes.
theory. So you got to have mentors in your life.
Yes.
Okay, and then he took you different places, so you fell in love with Jamaica?
Yes, I fell in love with Jamaica, with the people, and just that they're very spiritual over there. And I'm very fortunate that my book's available in the airports, every single bookstore, grocery
That's so
stores.
cool.
Yeah.
Okay, Andre asking, how did you handle the distribution of your book?
Well,
Back to Andre.
yes, Andre. So my book is available on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, eBay, like everywhere online, and it's even available in the USC bookstore. So I just took it in my own hands and said, okay, where do I want people to purchase this book? Nowadays, it's very rare for someone to go to Barnes and Noble in the store.
It's online. Everything's online.
Yeah, everything's
right?
online.
Or the airport.
Yeah, everyone's on their phone. So really, distribution is about online. So I would suggest that.
Okay, Patricia, nice to see you. Okay, so back to Jamaica, though. You created this women's forum or expo?
Yeah, women's empowerment, where I wanted it to be online. And so what I did was I got 3 of the top business women in Jamaica and 3 of the top women in the U.S. And I created this website where people could log on and watch the seminar live if they were able to watch it in person.
Hi, Carlos. Nice to see you. So what I love about you is that you are thinking all the time. You just go for it. You just do it. Angel asking the name of the book. So why don't I go ahead and turn it around? Give me 1 second, guys, here as I flip my camera around and show you guys the book, because I know you're going to read it backwards. So here is the book, Purpose, Awaken, and Succeed, by our author, Elvira Guzman. Okay. Elvira, maybe I should have you read something from the book or show us something from the book. You have a copy too there?
Yeah, well, this is the Spanish copy.
Okay, so I'll trade you.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Lupe in Georgia. Georgia, wow. It's in Spanish too. Hi, Angel Ray. Yep, that's our author right there. Okay, so switch it around here. Welcome. Hey, Courtney, nice to see you. Thank you. I'm glad you liked the chat. Let's see. Patricia, nice to see you on the chat too. Okay, Monique. All right, so give me a nugget of the book.
Sure. So chapter 1 is purpose. God had a plan in mind when God created us. Let's start by talking about purpose. What is purpose? Everyone seems to be talking about it. The answer is simple. Your purpose is the reason God sent you here. It's the one thing you do that lights your heart on fire. When you're doing it, time flies and outside noises don't distract you because you're in your zone. That's how you know you're doing something that is associated with your purpose. It just feels right.
Okay, so you started your own business, right?
Yes.
When did you know, okay, so you're with Steve Harvey. I mean, who gets to work with Steve Harvey? And I mean, so you got this great break. When did you decide to branch out on your own?
When I was 21 years old, I already had climbed the ladder in his company. Now I already had reached the top, and I'm a person that I don't get comfortable when I feel like I've maxed out. And so I asked for
21 is too young to max out.
Yeah. And Steve would ask me every day, Elvira, what do you want to do with your life? You've gone through my company, you have had every title, and keep in mind that at that time, people who were working for him were at least 10 years older and had master's degrees and all that good stuff. Yet I was able to hang and be able to advance in his company. And so after him asking me that every single day, after a year, I decided I wanted to start a publicity and branding company, and I relocated from New York back to LA to start my company, and it just blew up. I got a phone call from Viacom saying that they wanted me to be they wanted me to be on a reality show on BET, and the first thing I said was absolutely not, but they said I was going to be highlighted in a business way. And so I said, okay,
so that worked for you.
That works for me.
Wait a minute. Okay.
If I could help people on reality TV, then I'm all for it. But if they want to, make up stories, then I'm not about that. And because of that show, my company tripled, and I was the fastest growing publicity company in Hollywood.
Okay, she's nonstop. And how old are you? Like 25? Okay. So Ralph says we need more positivity and encouragement, like you're sharing. Angel Ray asking, what is your business? What kind of business is it?
It's a publicity and branding company. So if you're releasing a book, a film, or if you're trying to get into films, then my company is the one you should reach out to.
Well, we first met, I think, when you brought somebody down to be a guest on our show, right?
Yes.
And he was a young man who had did I get this right? Skateboard clothing line?
Yes.
Okay. I think that's where we met.
Yeah, and actually that's the TV show that I was on, Being Terry Kennedy for BET.
Okay, so talk about that show. Do you guys know BET? Do you know that show, Being Terry Kennedy, Skateboard Pro, right? And that's the show you were on with him. Right. Bring back the memory. Bring back the memory. Hey, Kevin, nice to see you, says you go, girl.
Thanks.
Sharon says it's amazing. Thanks, guys, for your comments and the emojis. The emojis are really great. I appreciate that. In fact, if you like this chat, share it because I think she's super inspiring. And the name of your company is?
LVGPR.
So Elvira Guzman is her name, LVGPR. Yeah. Okay. And I also want to get into the fact that you do so much giving back and you go into juvenile hall. Why juvenile hall?
Because when I was going through that turbulent period, I was arrested. I didn't know that. Yeah, I was arrested, and luckily I didn't go to jail, but I feel for kids that end up there because I know what it's like to be handcuffed and to feel like no one's there to help you get out of that situation. And also just in general, I speak at at-risk schools also because I feel that I relate most to kids who are going through it and they're suicidal, and I feel that if I go and tell them that I've been through what they've been through, and if I made it, then they could definitely make it.
Okay, so Angel says blessings to you both. Thank you, I appreciate that. JP says love this. Now, can I ask why you were arrested? Because we got into this earlier. Her parents were both incarcerated while she was in high school, but you were a super student, super athlete. So I didn't see that coming that you were arrested.
Yeah.
You can tell that.
Well, every year for the brand new school year, I was used to my parents buying me new clothes and new shoes to go to school. And when my parents weren't there, I was really embarrassed to go back to school without having new clothes or new shoes, because then that people would be able to find out that, hey, what's going on? This is weird. And so I remember I went to Macy's, and of course I didn't know how to steal, and I got caught the first time, and it was the best thing that happened to me. Because I'm able to relate now to kids, and now when I know that someone has been arrested, I don't judge. I just ask, are you doing okay? Is there any way that I can help? Versus saying, oh my gosh. Yeah.
All right, so I want to get to some of your questions. We actually went into juvenile hall together to speak at a women's event that they had, so I have seen her speak, and she's amazing. Your questions here, let's see, Lupe is asking, I have a son who's trying to open a clothing line of shirts. Is that something you help with?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so what do they do to reach out to you?
You can email me, elvira@lvgpr.com, or reach out to me on social media, Elvira Guzman LA.
So lvgpr.com. Can someone type that in for me? LV is ELVI.
GPR.com. And that's my nickname that Steve gave me.
Okay. Okay, lvgpr.com. So Lupe, give it a shot. You never know, right? And somebody else said they want to be an extra in the movies, the film industry. What would you say to them?
I would say to reach out to directors, producers online. Now we have that capability. I think that one of the main guys on Empire reached out to the director on social media, and that's how he got his big break.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Because I've interviewed the casting director. I didn't know that. Well, also I can tell you, I mentor some young people. I have found people online, and I said, I can use you for this. So watch what you put out there on your pages too. I tell young people, because I followed one girl, hello Devian if you're watching, followed her stuff on Facebook for like a year trying to see what she wanted to do, and I needed I did a fashion shoot for a model, and I wanted kind of a face double. She was perfect for it. And so now we've been doing tons of stuff. So you never know who's actually in this day and age looking at your pages and your projects. Okay, let's see. Thank you, Latasha. Berhain says, keep doing what you're doing. You're a blessing. Nice to see a good success story, says Trish. Marie says, you go, girl. Kevin says you should come out and speak to our kids. If people want you to do public speaking, how do they find you? Also at your...
email me or just on social media. I'm really good about responding to messages on there, and I'm more than happy to come and speak to your schools, or even if you have a child that you feel that you can't reach, but my story will help them, I'm more than happy to do one-on-ones also.
So I know you go into like the campuses, college campuses. Like, where have you gone?
USC, my alma mater, UCLA, Loyola Marymount. Those are the top 3 schools that I usually go and speak.
So I always see you posting, speaking here, speaking there.
Yeah.
And how often do you go into juvenile hall?
Well, I'm actually going to be going this Thursday. I'm doing an event where I'm taking celebrities to speak and to share their stories. And
do name drop.
Oh, yeah. So Rosie Rivera is going to be speaking. and that's Jenny Rivera's beautiful sister.
Okay.
That's also an author, and she's on the show Rica, Famosa y Latina. I have Matt Birch from Operation Repo, and I have Julio Gonzalez, a very talented comedian, and he's always on the Hollywood Strip, and he's going to come and do a comedy set,
Wow.
and then also share a story. And the great thing is that the jail has now, or the juvenile hall has now allowed me to take pizza and drinks and
Oh, you
snacks.
can bring food in?
Yes.
Oh, that's great. Well, you've been there so many times, and you've also taken Danny Trejo down there.
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
I have.
So the Danny Trejo was gone with her back into the system to speak to kids. Okay, so Kevin, Kevin does business in a bucket. Right, Kevin? Is this right? Is this the Kevin I'm talking to? There's a few Kevins on the chat. Thank you, King, for typing in the name. Thank you, Esme. I appreciate that. No, Jeremy, there's no Hollywood writers' strike. They reached a deal. We had it on the 5 p.m. news. Hi, Shelley. Yep, Daniel, thank you. No strike. Monique with a tip on how to get into acting.
First, I would say to really know your craft, because there's tons of people that are out here who are really talented.
Yeah.
So unless you're already at a 10, I would suggest to first study. Once you feel like you're ready, go on Google, find the top 10 list of directors, top 10 list of casting directors and producers, and then reach out to them and send them snippets.
I would be too shy to do that. You just go for it. You're just like, hey, I'm here.
Absolutely. And you send them.
I'm here.
Yeah, and make sure that your emails are short, because we get tons of emails, but if you're short, concise, and you send us examples of what your talent is.
Really?
Yeah, you might get a phone call back.
It's so true. I mean, I had Lady Gaga retweet me once. I'm like, oh my God, Lady Gaga retweeted me. And it's like one of those things where like, people are seeing your stuff in this day and age.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Hey, Rachel, thanks for being on the chat. Daniel loves your story. Lupe asking, are you on Facebook?
Yes, I am. Just research my name, Elvira Guzman, and I'm on there.
And if you look at my posting, Lupe, I put her link for her show on my top posting, and you can go back, and if you want to answer anybody or connect with anybody, you can feel free to do that too.
Great, I will.
Let's see. Angel would love to see you speak. Angel Ray, do you have anything besides the juvenile hall coming up?
Not at the moment, no. But I will let you guys know.
So follow her pages maybe, because I'm always like, oh, there you are. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. King Alexander says you're a true inspiration.
Thank you.
JP asking, are you also on Instagram?
Yes, I am. Elvira Guzman, LA.
Daniel would like to go speak at Juvenile Hall as well, so maybe you guys can connect in some way.
Absolutely,
Let's see. Patricia would love to see you in San Jacinto if you ever get out that way.
Yes.
Let's see. Mount San Jacinto, okay. Angel Ray asking, did you go to Los Padrinos in Downey Juvenile Hall? You're central, right?
Yeah, Central Juvenile Hall, but I'm more than happy to visit other juvenile halls. If there's anyone that works there, just reach out to me. This is my life's work. It makes me happy.
Okay. Hi, Susie. Let's see. Hi, Bambi. Bambi asking, how are things now with your parents? I believe they're good now, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
better than ever.
Okay.
I spend a lot of time with them, and I purposely relocated about 15 minutes away from where they are at because I felt like I needed to make up for lost time. And
Let's get back into that story. Okay, so how old were you when your parents were incarcerated?
14,
14, both at the same time.
same time.
Okay, do you talk about the reason why?
Yeah, so they were incarcerated for selling drugs, but they never sold drugs. And it's just one of the unfortunate things that happens in our community. And that's the reason why I wanted to be a criminal attorney and then eventually a judge, because when they were getting sentenced, I just couldn't believe that that was happening. And I wanted to be a judge to be able to make situations like this right. But
So
yeah.
did you feel they did anything wrong to be in the system?
No, absolutely not. They had a spiritual store at the time where they were helping the community, where if people didn't have money to purchase things, my mom would give it to them, and sometimes she would even give them money from the register.
So how did that happen, do you think?
I just think that in this country, if you're helping people holistically, that's a big red flag, and sometimes they want you out of here. And also, they used to sell books of what the real history is versus what they teach us here. And there's a lot of people that don't like that.
Well, that's a heck of a story right there. Okay, so how long were they incarcerated for?
The whole situation was about 5 to 6 years.
Wow.
Yeah, because then my mom was even put back because she was in the halfway house, and someone in the probation place switched her urine. so that she could get more time, and they reincarcerated her, and this time they were going to give her double the time. But because we know that my mom has never drank or did drugs, we paid to get a DNA testing to prove that that wasn't her urine. And luckily she was released, and she was given a big settlement,
Wow.
which is a big blessing. So had they worked the entire time they were in there, they would still not get as much money as they did when they got out.
I did not know all of this. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is a lot to digest, isn't it, guys? Okay, so let's just talk about now. How long have they been out of the system?
Oh, wow, a long time. I think about 12 to 13 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
And
were they selling something illegal at the store that was?
definitely not. No.
Okay. All right. Well, that is her story. So now the question, Bambi says, how are things with your parents now? And things are good, you say.
Yeah, things are amazing. I love them with all of my heart, and they're very supportive.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Jeremy asking about your TV show.
Yeah, so my TV show you guys could watch on WCOBM.tv.
What is that?
It's Worldcast, a broadcasting system, and you can watch my show on your laptops, on your smartphones, smart TVs, because I realize that a lot of millennials and even others, like, sometimes we're not in front of a TV screen, and it's easier to reach us through our phones when we're driving or at work or things like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's the modern way to have a show.
Yes.
But you have like the real deal with the cameras, because I've seen yours.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We have over 7 million viewers, and we're in over 20 different countries, and it's been amazing. I get fan mail from places like India and London, and I just feel so excited to get those messages.
Okay. Patrick, nice to see you. Let's see. All right. Oh, Patrick did fire inspections at Juvenile Hall and Twin Towers. Oh, Patrick, that's great. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So Kevin Jones, Business in a Bucket. Kevin was on my chat. Kevin's wanting you to come talk with the kids too. Kevin created a great thing where he was an auto detailer. He created a whole bucket that has everything one person needs, and has young people take his class how to do it right, and then they can go start their own business.
I think that's incredibly valuable and important, because a lot of these kids that are in juvenile halls, when they're released, we don't want them to do what they did in order to get there. Mm-hmm. And so I think what you're doing is fantastic.
Yeah. My great peeps are connecting. Let's see. King, nice to see you. Yes, website. Do you have a website?
Yeah, ElviraGuzman.com and LVGPR.com.
Okay, and the name of the show is?
The Elvira Guzman Show.
Okay. Easy to find, Patrick. I think you got that one, right? And the name of your book, again, let's hold that up.
Yes, it's Purpose, Awaken, and Succeed.
I know it's backwards for you guys.
Yes, sorry. And it's also available in Spanish, so if you guys speak Espanol.
Let me go ahead and turn it around, guys. And welcome to my Fox 11 Facebook chat, my chance to get away from the anchor desk here. And hello, people. So let's go ahead and show that. Okay, so this is the book here. Okay, you got it? And I'll show you her name, too, for the spelling. And the fabulous nails.
Oh, yes.
You little fashionista, you. Okay, guys. Thanks for being on the chat here on a Tuesday. I thought this would be inspiring. So you guys got the book? Maybe somebody can type that in, too. Tell me the name again of the book.
Purpose, Awaken, and Succeed.
There you go. Purpose, Awaken, and Succeed. Okay. Let's see. Hi, Bernita. Nice to see you. David, how are you? Let's see. Courtney says it's best to buy it online or Barnes & Noble.
Online.
Online.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So what's your mission with the book? What do you want people to know about the message of the book?
If you're feeling lost or if you're feeling depressed, read my book, and it's a quick read. You guys can get through it in 2.5 hours. You're going to feel uplifted, motivated, and you're going to feel like, okay, what can I do to help others? And you're going to wake up with a sense of joy.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So what keeps you going? Aren't you exhausted? I'm exhausted listening to you with all that you do.
You know, once you find your purpose, you get this incredible energy. Mm-hmm. And everything I do, I love. So before, I would wake up and not necessarily want to go to work or want to work on certain things. But once you start doing your life's purpose, every day is exciting. I was so excited to wake up today to come and do this because I get to talk about all my favorite things. So how can I not have that energy?
Okay, talk about the business side of what you're doing too.
Yeah, so right now what I do is I represent clients who are also helping the community. So I represent ministers, I represent tours. Like for instance, one of the people that's my client is Wigs Across America tour, and they help people who have lost their hair due to cancer, alopecia. Yeah, and so I that's really what I'm working on lately. I'm not really interested in working with rappers or.
Which you did before.
I did.
That's where we met. Yeah.
Yes, I did.
So, Wigs Across America, they help people get hair?
Yes. Men, women, and children. Yeah. And that's something that I could relate to because when I had gone through my illness, I started to lose my hair.
Okay. I don't need, now, illness? See, you're dropping all these things I never knew about.
Yeah, so I was a workaholic. I used to work 18 hours a day, and I wouldn't eat right. I wouldn't exercise. And the next thing I knew, I was 26 years old in an emergency room having surgery. And the doctor said, okay, you might want to shut down your company because we don't know what's going to happen. Because, once you have things removed, they still have to test it to see if it's benign or if it's cancerous. And that time was really hard for me. And yeah, my hair was falling out. My skin was really bad.
You got to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
You got to drink water. You got to eat your meals. You got to get your sleep.
Yeah, and pay attention to your body. I mean, I wasn't eating well, but yet I had a puffy stomach. Well, it turns out because I had a huge tumor in my stomach. And so pay attention. And I remember the way that I found out is because my client, we were at lunch and she was like, Elvira, she was like, you're always, happy and peppy. What's going on? I was like, well, I'm just having a small pain. Like, it's nothing. It's nothing. I'm still trying to write notes for the meeting. And she was like, no. She's like, you're going to go see my husband who happened to be a doctor. And I went to him, and in that sitting, he told me that I needed to go and immediately get an ultrasound. And that's how it happened. So since then, I'm number one. My health is number one, and I make sure that I give myself what I need in order to be able to help others.
That's inspiring. Okay, so Patrick asking, were you working at the time? Well, you're working 18-hour days.
Yeah, 18-hour days. Yeah, I would be at the radio station 5:30 in the morning, and when we broadcasted out of Los Angeles, I'd have to be at the radio station at 3:30 in the morning. I wouldn't finish with all of my work until maybe 10, and then I still have to shower, prep for the next day. So I wasn't taking care of myself, and my diet consisted of coffee and chips because I could never have enough time to just sit down and eat a meal. Yeah.
When you're young and you think you can get away with that too.
Yeah, especially if you love coffee and Cheetos. I was like, this isn't bad.
Yeah, right. Okay. Let's see. Patrick was asking, were you working out at that time?
Absolutely not. Nothing at all. And now my life is completely different. The first thing I do when I wake up is I go to the mountains and I run and hike.
Yeah, Patrick, you're right. Vitamins, and if you believe vitamins are taking care of your health, it's so important. Hi, Marcy. Marcy. Oh, Marcy, well, I wish you the best. Marcy's talking to some doctors. Yeah, okay. Oh, Clara, that's great. That's great. So now you went from Steve Harvey to your own company. How did you get clients?
Well, luckily, I was a producer for a show for so many years and talent booker.
You knew people.
Yeah. So as soon as I put on social media that I was starting a company, I had more clients that I could personally deal with. So my biggest struggle was, who am I going to hire to help me? Because back then, publicity wasn't a big thing. And so I hired my friends, I trained them, and that's how my company started.
Really?
Yeah.
What was the hardest thing about having your own company?
Actually, when I started, there was nothing that was hard. If there was anything that was hard was not taking family trips, not doing things for myself.
The sacrifices an entrepreneur does to have your own business.
Yeah, that was the hard part. But I really enjoyed my job because when you're calling people and saying, hey, I just got you on the cover of a magazine, or I just got you in this film, I mean, it's an amazing job.
Okay, so Patrick's saying, did you have a no-compete clause? Probably not, because it sounds like you were going to a different kind of industry.
Yeah, and actually Steve Harvey encouraged me to start my company. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What did he want you to do? Because Steve Harvey, he wasn't the Steve Harvey we know today back then, right?
No.
He wasn't quite as huge, famous as he is today, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So he was cool with it.
Yeah, definitely. He was very encouraging. And when I got my first clients, he would have him on his radio show because at the time it was the only show he had. And he would mention me on the radio saying, you know, of course I give you this interview. We love Elvira. And that really, really helped. And I appreciate him for that.
The personal connections. I mentor young people and I say, don't burn bridges. You never know when you're going to want to revisit that person for something else that you don't even imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right. Let's see. Patrick's saying, Steve Harvey, good guy?
Yes, he is. Very good guy.
Okay. Anita, nice to see you in Memphis, Tennessee. Thank you. Let's see. Patrick says, build your own dreams or you'll work for someone else. Is it harder to work for yourself? Easier to work for yourself?
I would say it's easier to work for myself, but when you're first starting out, I definitely believe that you should work under someone else who already has made it. So that way,
mentorship.
Exactly, because if I were to just start my company right out of USC without being mentored, I would not have been as successful.
I got you. So Marcy says, I put everyone else before myself. Marcy, I think you said you have kids. That can happen when you're a parent because you don't have children.
I do not.
Yes. Okay. So you can put yourself first, right?
Yes.
But what would you say about that issue? Because I think we all can do that, where we do other things for other people and we don't take care of ourselves.
Yes. Well, I actually seen a great interview with Oprah Winfrey and Diana Ross, and you know, she's a mother of 5 very successful, great children, and she said that she has to put herself first in order for her to be the mom that her kids need.
Right.
And so that would just be my suggestion to you.
Oh, Marcia's a granny. A grandma. Okay, you got a lot of people to worry about. Yeah, but there is that saying that if you got to take care of yourself to be the best you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
For other people. Okay, let's see. JP, you seem to have gone through a lot, but you have so much confidence. What advice do you give to young girls who don't have a lot of confidence?
To start with having positive thoughts. Every minute we have between 35 to 48 thoughts. Every minute we have between 35 to 48 thoughts. And if you're having negative thoughts reoccurring in your brain, we're just tearing ourselves down. And we have to understand that those thoughts are not us, and to start saying positive affirmations. So if you're having thoughts of, I'm not beautiful, I'm not smart, I'm not successful, change the dialogue in your mind, and it's going to start to manifest outside.
Okay. Marcy, I saw you post about you have legal guardianship. That's wonderful that you are able to step up to be there for your grandchildren. Prayers to you. Prayers to you. Patrick says, never say anything negative. I know that you told me in high school you didn't always have an easy time. I mean, your parents were incarcerated. How do you stay positive during that kind of time?
Well, during that time, I did have, downs, just like we all have in life. And it was extremely hard for me. I tried to take my life several times, and just God would never take me. And so I realized, okay, if I'm going to stick it out, then I might as well give it all I got. And that's when I switched my life around, started getting the straight A's, and stopped trying to commit suicide. And also, I got God back in my life, because at first when terrible things happen, the first person you want to blame is God. Like, why did you do this to me? Why am I the only one without parents going to my graduation or going to my volleyball games or ceremonies? But now I know that God did it for me, because all of the blessings that came from that experience, there's no way I would be the Elvira. I would have never gone to get a job with Steve Harvey. I went to get that job out of necessity, because I needed to advance in my life. Had my parents been here, I would be very comfortable and I wouldn't need to go and seek a job.
Lupe asking, are you born again?
Absolutely. Okay. Yes.
Do you go to church regularly?
I do not, but I pray every single day, every moment I have, in the car, in the shower, in between meetings. And my spiritual practices, I go to the beach and I feed the birds and I pray every Sunday.
Okay. All right. So you're going to juvenile hall on Thursday. What's it like to go into juvenile hall?
Oh, well, the first time I went, it was extremely difficult for me, because I just remember going into places like this when I visited my parents. And it was really hard. I remember my hands would shake. I would be sweaty because it would just bring up negative memories. But now when I go, it's the opposite. I get so excited because I know what I'm about to go and do in there. And when I leave, I feel like I feel happy for the next week or two because of the energy that those girls and boys have given me.
I remember I went in to juvenile hall with a team of my young people about a couple months ago, and the boys were all kind of slumped down. I brought a man who'd been incarcerated for a long time at some of the worst prisons, and he wanted to come back and speak. So for him to go in was very healing. And I remember one kid clapped so loud when this guy was done speaking. He was leaning forward and he clapped so loud. I couldn't believe that this guy just emerged like that. He was like so grateful. And then I had another young man just look me in the eyes and said, "Can you write a letter to the judge for me?" I mean, I didn't know the kid, so I really couldn't do that. But I felt like he was hearing what we were saying, and I'm hoping that he grabbed some kind of nugget of what we said and did something with it while he was incarcerated. This kid's face is stuck in my mind.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just in Central Juvenile Hall, 85% of the girls that are in there for human trafficking. And when I asked, 85, and I asked, well, where are their parents? And I got the bad news that a lot of their parents are the ones that make them work.
You're kidding me.
And so when I heard of that, it's no wonder that when the kids look at you, they see you with eyes of like a mom or an aunt or someone I wish would be there for me. And so I get that a lot. And like you, a lot of the times when I go in there, some of the kids will be so depressed that they'll have their heads on the table. And even when I do exercises, I do a fishbowl exercise where if you have the courage to come up in front of everyone and grab a little paper and open it up and read it, then you could pick something out of the goodie bag, which is the only thing we could take in there is like Snicker bars or M&Ms or cotton candy, things like that. But you'll be surprised how excited they are. And the questions that I have in there is, tell me 5 things that you're grateful for. Tell me 3 great things about yourself. And I remember this one girl, she just did not, everyone had gone, she did not want to go up. And I said, I was like, I said, you don't have to go up. I was shy when I was younger. I said, just tell me 3 good things about you. She was like, there's nothing good about me. And it broke my heart. And in that moment, I was like, yes, there is. I was like, your hair is beautiful. Your eyes are beautiful. Like, your spirit is beautiful. And then I could start to see, like, her smiling and her back started to straighten up. And just those things, those moments are really what matters. You know, not getting a new business deal and, you know, that's great, but it doesn't make me feel as awesome.
Yeah. Patrick, I didn't know about the numbers also about the trafficking. I knew a lot of girls were there because of sex trafficking and foster care. My gosh, so don't you have to wonder, though, what happens to them? Where do they go when they get out?
Exactly my point. And that's why I'm doing everything that I can to raise money, because my intent is that I want to create transitional housings outside of juvenile halls. And I want to start in the U.S. and then I want to go to other countries so that when these girls and boys are released, they don't have to go to their houses. They could go to my safe house where they could sleep and be comfortable. They don't have to work 20 to 30 times a day. And they can actually get an education and get some therapy. So that's why I work so hard, so that I can do that eventually.
Okay. Jesse says, wow. Patrick, is there like a sober living? You know, about the transitional housing, you have to meet Laurie Burns. She was a prostitute who started homes. And then you also have to meet... I'm drawing a blank, but she started transitional homes, and she would go to the bus stop where women getting out of prison would get off the bus and say, I've got a place for you. Yeah, she's amazing too.
What an angel.
Yeah. Renita asking, how can I donate? Do you actually have a foundation yet?
No, I don't, but that's a great point. I am going to start doing that. You know, it's been really difficult for me to do those things because I've never asked anyone for money to do things. I've just paid for it myself, but thank you for that. I'm going to definitely look into it.
Or maybe apply for grants too.
Yes. If there's a great grant writer, I definitely need your help.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, Patrick, she's not there yet on the foundation. Maria, hi Maria. I love working with our young ones, working on my dissertation, gang members who are mothers and mental health. You got to meet a lot of gang members in the juvenile hall.
Yes, absolutely. And it's just really sad when you see girls who have tattoos on their necks with their pimp's name or things like that. It just breaks my heart.
Wow.
But that's why I encourage every single one of you to go back, and if you're not tied to like a juvenile hall or at-risk schools, even just kids in your community that you know are having a hard time, reach out to them. You'll be surprised.
Okay. Clara, I mentioned Laurie Burns. Do you know Laurie Burns? She is the one that I have worked with. Let's see.
And actually, I got that idea from working. I was asked to speak at the Penny Lane Foundation event.
Love them. Yes.
Yes. And so when I seen the video right before I went up to speak, I was like, oh my God, a light bulb went off. And I was like, I need to do this also. I need to help. And so that's where I got the idea.
Okay. Hi, Vix. Nice to see you. Much love and support.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, Maurice. Thank you. Very kind of you. Yes, I've been at Foxborough a very long time. Let's see. Boys and Girls Club. Yes, they're very good. Bernitha, you write grants? Well, you guys can maybe connect.
That'd be great.
What kind of foundation would be transitional homes?
Yeah, that's what I would really love to give them that opportunity to go there and to just learn without having to worry about those terrible things.
Clara, Laurie Burns has an organization called The Teen Project. Do you know them, The Teen Project?
No, but it sounds great.
Yeah, she also works with the homeless youth in Venice. It's called, Freehab. Freehab, like rehab, but Freehab. That's a transitional place for girls who have the ankle bracelets, who have runaways or foster care and coming out of the system. Yeah. So there are a lot of great people doing great things. I would say you got to have a bad day from time to time.
Yeah, I'm human. I do have bad days, but luckily I have the tools now to pick myself up. And so I go hiking, I go to the spa, I pray, I pick up the phone, I call one of my parents, I pick up the phone, I call one of my girlfriends. Instead of staying in that down moment, because I know where that could leave me. And I never want to be in a situation where I feel like I don't want to be here anymore, I want to take my life. And so I immediately go to my go-tos.
Clara, Freehab is one word, but also look up The Teen Project, Laurie Burns. So my question, sorry, Patrick, you threw me as a beautiful comment there. When you talk about suicide, and I love that you are candid about that, because that helps a lot of people who have felt the very same way. I'm not going to ask you on my emoji poll to ask if you felt that same way, but so many have felt that same way. How was it to start talking about that?
I just recently started to talk about it because I was so ashamed, I was embarrassed, I was guilty, but now I know that it's not that it's normal, but a lot of people go through that. And the more that I speak about it, and because people see me as sometimes like I don't have problems, I don't go through things, I definitely do. I'm human, and when people say negative things about me, or even when the negative chatter starts, I'm human, and so it happens to all of us.
So when you have the negative chatter, yes, it happens to all of us. Where do you go? Where do you go to get out of the negative chatter that can consume the mind?
I write about it in my book. There's a chapter called "Clear Out the Internal Chaos." So one of the exercises is you sit down in a room without a phone, without TV, without anyone else, and you let those thoughts come and you write them all down. And once you're done, then you go back and you write 3 positive affirmations to each, and then you read that list 10 times. So that way you could start to retrain your brain. And they say that after 21 days, you could reprogram yourself. Because literally, we've been programmed badly. When you're looking at magazines, if we don't look completely airbrushed or exactly like them, we feel bad. Or if we're looking on social media,
I'm so glad I'm a little bit older. I'm so glad I'm a little bit older. I passed through some of those stages, right?
Yeah. But they're definitely difficult. And so, and I always keep that list on the side of my bed. So if I do wake up one morning and I feel really, really bad or guilty because I did something the day before, it could be eating a pizza and I'm like, why did I do that? I feel terrible. Or, why was I mean to this person? Why did I snap at them? I immediately go to that list and I retrain again.
Sounds like you do a little bit of forgiveness too.
Oh, yes. I have to forgive others and I have to forgive myself daily.
Right. Hi, Maria. Positive thinking, it works. Renee. Yes, you're so right, Renee. Marcy asking, is there a good publisher? And hi, Mike Riggs. But you self-publish. I also did. My book is self-published also. I find that self-publishing, you have complete control. You don't always make a lot of money or sell a lot, in my opinion. I don't know how you did.
I'm doing really well, thank God. But I own a publicity company, and so like I send the books.
You're your own publicist.
Yeah, so I sent the book out to many celebrities, both in that could read English and Spanish, and I'm very fortunate that the Kardashians promoted it for me on social media, so it's been doing really well.
Only you would reach out to the Kardashians and get the response. Wow.
Yeah, well, I knew that Rob was having a really hard time with depression, and I knew that my book would help him. And I'm really fortunate that he read the book, he loved it, and he endorsed it. And more than anything, I'm just glad that it could help him. And now when I go on his social media, I see him doing things that I write about in the book, like God and nature. The first thing, if you're feeling down, go in nature, because you're going to feel the bigness and oneness of God, and you'll get out of that funk.
Okay. All right, let me see comments here, guys. Thanks for being on my chat on this Tuesday. Let's see. Guadalupe, thank you for being on the chat. Mike, very kind of you. Let's see.
And if you guys are looking for a publishing company, HarperCollins is amazing.
That's a big company, though.
Yeah.
That's hard to get in the door on those big companies. Yeah. Okay. Hi, Maurice. Nice to see you. Talking about positive vibes. Let's see. Mike, you're new to the chat, so my guest is Elvira Guzman, in case any of you are also new to the chat. Author, entrepreneur, businesswoman, talk show host. What am I missing?
Motivational speaker.
I knew that. I was just going there. Motivational speaker. I was just going there. Paint a picture for me where you want to be in 5, 10, 15 years.
Well, I still want to be doing my TV show. I still want to be writing books, and hopefully by then I will be retired from my publicity company. So on my spare time, I could go to schools, juvenile halls, different countries to help and give back from what God has blessed me with.
Okay. We haven't talked much about the TV show. We need to get into the TV show. Let's see. Sarah, you can email me. You can DM me. Let's see. Hi, Kathy. Oh, Kathy has been praying for Rob Kardashian. Okay.
Me too.
Let's see. Oh, Renee, you're welcome. Renee likes the chat. Yeah, Patrick says, can we use your publishing company?
I could definitely help you guys out, and I will represent authors who are writing books that will help the community. Okay. Absolutely.
Luce would like the name of the book. So, Luce, I'm going to have to turn it around because you guys will read it backwards if I hold it up. So I will. Let me set it here. Mm-hmm. Okay, let me turn it around. Okay, and here's our author. And you can follow her pages as well. And sometimes it's seeing what people are doing, seeing how they're living their lives and where they're at, where they spend their free time. And I almost showed your fabulous shoes too, by the way.
Thank you.
Fabulous earrings, fabulous dress, fabulous shoes. Okay.
Oh, just for you.
Yeah. No, that's you always. Let's see. Patrick was late on the chat asking how you got your name again, which we answered. That we'll answer it again for you, Patrick.
Yeah, so when I was born, I was supposed to be a boy, and they were going to call me Emmanuel. And when I was born, it was a surprise, and I was a girl, and the first name they thought of was my grandmother's name. So I'm named exactly after my grandmother.
Yes, I know, Patrick, you're thinking of the Hollywood star, Elvira. We're not. Nope, Grandma. Let's see. Okay, yeah, you're right. So in 50 years, what's the legacy you want to leave behind?
I want to have awakened the most people than anyone else to their true purpose. Yeah.
Who do you admire?
Oh my goodness, Oprah Winfrey, Tony Robbins, Napoleon Hill, Andrew Carnegie, Deepak Chopra. I mean, tons of people.
Okay. If you could meet one person, who would it be?
Jesus.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Okay, if you could travel somewhere you haven't traveled, where would you go?
Oh, I would love to go to India, for sure.
Okay, I just watched the movie Lion. Did you see it?
No, I haven't.
You all must watch the movie Lion.
I did see it with the little boy. Yes, absolutely. Yes.
The poverty in India, so heartbreaking.
Absolutely.
Why do you want to go there?
Well, I know that it's a very spiritual country, and I would love to go there to go on a spiritual retreat where I don't have my phones, nothing, but I'm just in constant prayer and meditation, because I really enjoy that. So I would love to do that.
Yeah, I think the poverty though would just break my heart.
Yeah.
I mean, severe poverty that we don't even know that kind of poverty in this country. Yeah. Okay, so is there a favorite book besides yours?
Wow. Well, I've read Deepak Chopra's book 13 times, The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. It's one of my favorites. I listen to Napoleon Hill's lectures every single day on YouTube.
On YouTube? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Those are and also I love the book, The Quran. I've read that also 12 times. I just absolutely love it.
Like the Quran?
Yeah.
Wow. So, and the Bible too?
Absolutely.
You've read it all?
Yes. Well, I love to read.
Okay, all right. Maurice, yes, Lion is now on cable. I think it's still pay-per-view kind of thing, but it's the movie starring Nicole Kidman where she got the Oscar nomination. I was bawling after that. Such a good movie. Yes, Patrick, Dale Carnegie. You say Carnegie. I don't know if it's Carnegie, Carnegie. It's probably, but Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends, Influence People, my all-time favorite book. You read that one?
No, I haven't.
You haven't?
No, but I'm going to read it now.
Yes, I read that in high school. How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Wow.
Love that book. Changed my life. My grandpa gave it to me.
Wow. Also, at the beginning of my journey, I read Eckhart Tolle's book, The Power of Now, and that really helped me. And also the book that I mentioned, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, that's the reason why I started my company, because I knew that I didn't want to work for someone else for the rest of my life. And that book will get you to start your business.
I think I have that book. I don't know if I read that one. The others you mentioned, I all have. I have those too. Okay, so we haven't talked much about the show, the talk show. How did you get to go from an idea to actually having a show?
A lot of work and a lot of prayer. So I had been speaking at UCLA, and they approached me to do more speaking engagements, and I told them about my TV show idea. So they offered to pay to do my pilot so that I could pitch it and get my talk show, which you know how expensive it is to create a pilot, and I was very fortunate. And then after we shot it, I was in Mexico on vacation with my parents, and I get a phone call from the network I'm currently on. And when they said that they wanted me to do my show on their network, I was so excited. But then I told them, I said, well, my dream is to also do a show in Spanish. Can I do my show in English and Spanish? Thinking that I was going to get a no, and they said absolutely. And so that's how it came about. And my show is now, the first 30 minutes is in English and the second 30 minutes is in Spanish.
Okay, let's see. Yes, Ricki Lake, she had her own show. Absolutely. They tried to revisit that show here on Fox, and I don't think it worked out because it didn't. I don't think it went like one season. But yeah, Ricki Lake, of course. Jimmy asking, where do we find your show?
You could find it on WCOBM.TV.
So that's an internet show.
Yes, internet show.
Okay, what does it stand for?
World Cast of Broadcasting System.
World Cast of Broadcasting System. W.
Media. There we go.
World WC.
Yes.
Someone type that in for me. WC.
OBM.
OBM. And that's one of the online networks.
Yes, it's the first of its kind in North America. And I'm very fortunate that when I went there, they already had 7 million viewers in over 20 different countries. And so really, like, you know, because you helped mentor me, and I've told you that I want to impact the world. And that's a great, great avenue for me.
Okay, talk about the show. What do you do in the show?
I take different chapters from my book, and I hand select different celebrities or people that I know in my life that would give the best information. So for instance, last week's topic was when you help others, God helps you. I've had topics on how to clear out negative thoughts from your mind, and I get, you know, really big celebrities to come on, and I'm just so humbled that they would come and really share their information, because I'm not asking them like, tell me about, you know, whatever. I'm asking them questions that's really going to help the viewers, kind of like what you're doing here.
Well, there you go. Okay, let's see. Bye, Patrick. Thank you. You've been great. Patrick says you might be the new Spanish Oprah.
I would love that. Growing up, she was my favorite, and so was Christina. So I wanted to be both, and now I'm doing it.
Patrick, you got it right there. You nailed it. Let's see. Julie says congratulations.
Thank you, Julie.
Let's see. Patrick, beautiful, smart, positive lady, all class.
Thank you.
Yes. Jimmy says you're an inspiration to those of us who come from humble beginnings.
Thank you.
King, thank you for typing that in. Marcy says congrats on your success.
Thank you.
Let's see. Mike asking, do your shoes match your outfit?
Yes, they do.
They do. They match the earrings there. Okay, guys, we're going to wrap up the chat fairly soon. So thank you for Patrick for signing out. Maria asking, do you have an IG? Yes, you have an IG. Your Instagram is, again?
Elvira Guzman, LA.
Okay. For those who follow you, what message do you want to send? I'm sure it matches the book when they follow you on your social media.
To live your best life, to encourage others through social media. I try my very best to only put the positive things out. Just like how I mentioned to you, I have my bad days, but on those moments, I don't want to go in social media and say, oh, I don't like this or I don't like that, because I don't think people deserve that. They deserve the best of me. And so if that's an outlet for me to help and motivate people, then I'm using that.
Okay. Anna says, congrats, shining bright.
Thank you, Anna.
You might know Georgiana Bentley.
Oh, yes. Hi, Georgina.
Oh, Georgina. I mispronounced so many names. They're like, So says proud of you.
Thank you.
Okay. So guys, yeah, we'll wrap up the chat here. So if somebody on your team wants to punch in any of your numbers or your links or your emails or your Instagram, whatever, go ahead and do that. Lupe, thank you so much. I wish you all a wonderful Tuesday. I will wave goodbye here to my guest and just sign out with you guys real quick. Of course, we'll have the news, Fox 11 News at 10 p.m. Say bye.
Bye.
Yes, the shoes match the outfit. Bye, Mike. Thank you. All right. Have a great night, guys. Oh, wait. Give her some love emojis for coming in. We'll wrap it up with some hearts and emojis. Yes. And so Thursday, you're off to Juvenile Hall?
Yes, definitely. So I can help uplift some of the kids.
Uh-huh. And you're taking your celebrities with you to Juvenile Hall?
Yes, Rosie Rivera, Matt Birch, and Julio Gonzalez. And, of course, Dr. Ray, who's going to come and talk also.
Dr. Ray?
Yes. I feel like they need kind of like a mom role to come and tell them that if they don't have positive parents in their life, that it's okay. They can still make it anyway. So she has a wonderful message to share.
Wow. Okay. And then on your talk show, is it weekly?
Yeah, well, it's in May it's going to be every other week, but eventually I'm going to get it back to being once a week.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to see the emojis are still coming out, so I don't want to hang up, right? So the hearts are still coming. I don't want to hang up on the hearts. Give me a life lesson that you feel like is your motto.
I would say to be patient with yourself. I didn't start my company overnight. I didn't start doing these speaking engagements overnight. It took time. And it takes a lot of effort when I'm not out there doing my best work. I'm researching, I'm reading in order to be my best self so that when I go out, I am operating from a full glass.
Okay. I think you guys' emojis are great, but I better sign off and go work on my newscast for 10 p.m. Okay, thanks, guys.